This episode is brought to you by Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+. Rated TV MALV. Viewer discretion advised. Maya Lopez has betrayed her mentor, the notorious Kingpin. Now on the run, she returns to her hometown to prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Don't miss Marvel Studios' hardest-hitting series yet. An epic 5-episode event. Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Caroline, you should tell them about the newest thing that Bloody Happy Hour is doing.
A Patreon.
It's a Patreon. What is that?
That means you're basically like a VIP member, and there's 2 different levels that you can, subscribe to, and you get some perks. You maybe get like merch a little earlier. You get
exclusive merch.
You could get first dibs on signing up for a live show. You get episodes with no commercials.
You get our video because our video is no longer available on YouTube. It is only on Patreon. And the most important to me is you get videos of our live shows. So if you are far away and you couldn't make our last live show, it will be on the website. We're going to record this future live show. It's going to be on Patreon, but also bonus episodes each month. You guys tell us all the time you want more episodes. This is a way for you to get more episodes. So you're going to get our basic Tuesday, Thursdays that we always put out, right? But if you're on a Patreon, you're VIP, you're going to get more.
I can't wait to talk about in detail some more stories because I always have a lot of details I want to go to. I can law-splain. I might read a book.
They just unsubscribed. This is also going to be the exclusive place that Dirty Chat is going to go to. So if that is breaking some of your hearts, just go ahead and subscribe now. In order to hear the full content, it's going to be Patreon. Where do they go again?
Patreon.com/BloodyHappyHour.
Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Were you vibing or were you vibing?
Caroline's in morning.
I'm still
We're
in morning.
all in morning.
What the fuck is that?
It's got to be Mike. He just ruined our morning.
Was that the morning chimes? What? Guys, we're in morning 100%. But you know what? I feel like Tina's with me.
Hey, y'all, this is April.
This is Caroline.
Bloody Happy Hour Thursday edition.
Welcome to the show.
Thirsty Thursday. Are you pretty thirsty today?
I'm parched.
Parched. I hope you guys are joining us with a drink. I am drinking on some of Caroline's whiskey.
And I'm drinking on some of my whiskey, too.
What kind is it?
It's called Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Well, it is pretty
It
good.
is a good sipping whiskey.
Because I'm just sipping it straight.
Because you
I don't
just,
need
that's all you
anything.
need to do is sip it. You don't need to mix it with anything. You just sip on it.
I love it.
You just sip on it, just nice and easy, calmly, and in a nice way. Sip on it.
Are we going to sip on some murder today, too?
Oh, my gosh. We actually are.
Can I tell you that I just almost had a panic attack?
Oh, gosh. Again?
Again?
I don't know. I feel like you always almost have a panic attack.
No, but I've never really actually had one.
I'm pretty sure I have had one. And it happened within like the last 3 months. It was real bad.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Well,
So now I just started using a vape pen.
I had to go to the vet, and I hate going to the vet, but I only had to go to pick up my Jack Sparrow's medicine because he has vet anxiety, and he gets real vicious.
Oh, yeah. Both are anxious.
And
You know, they
I
can
was
feed off
already
their
anxious.
owner and
well,
their
I
anxiety.
don't take them. Sweet Pea takes them because I don't like going to the vet because of this reason right here. I'm waiting at the freaking counter, and the people in the back should be taking care of animals, but instead, a damn cat is just running loose down the hallway.
A loose pussy?
A loose pussy cat. Oh,
I hate it when they get loose
I just
like that.
I couldn't. And I was just like, why do people even bring their cats to the vet?
Nothing good about a loose cat.
At all.
Mm-mm.
At all.
There's zero positive things about that.
So this whiskey is actually helping me.
Well,
so thank you.
I'm glad that you're getting over it. Yeah, I don't know. That's good. Good.
Okay, where are we going today, and what's the story? I know this name, but I don't know the story.
Well, we're not going to Target, that's for sure, because, you know, nobody's going to Target. But anyways.
Are we drinking Bud Light?
I don't think we're drinking Bud Light either. And we're not going to
Or
Target.
are we? All this, the people, we were at a
Basically, you
graduation
can't go
party.
anywhere.
We're at a graduation party, and my friends were drinking Bud Light.
Oh,
and,
no. It didn't go over
But
well.
this is how stupid people are, okay?
Gosh.
The person who got mad at them for drinking Bud Light was drinking Michelob Ultra.
Which is made by the same company.
Yes.
But they didn't think it. You just think Bud Light. You don't think Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. So you're still supporting the company you supposedly hate. And so my friend was like, hey, y'all stop drinking it because I'm just ready for all that shit to go, for the prices to go down, and I'm going to buy up a whole bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So keep
Yeah.
stop
Yeah.
drinking it. So stop going to Target so the prices will go down so I can go buy all the candles that I still love.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the satanic section. You can just go straight to the candles, and they'll be cheaper because nobody's buying anything. So we're kind of going all over. We're going to Connecticut. We're going to a little bit of New York. We're going to the Northeast.
Okay.
We're going to the Northeast. I have directions. I know things. I know.
Did you confirm that it was the Northeast? Because I can't confirm that for you.
I can confirm it.
Okay, good.
I do know never eat soggy wieners or
Okay.
never eat
Sour watermelon.
sour water. We've discussed that on like episode 5.
Yeah.
So we are talking about Jennifer Dulos. This is kind of a quick one because of the outcome, but Jennifer Dulos, you may have heard about it. It happened it was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
So let me tell you a little bit about her and her ex-husband, Fotis Dulos. These names sound familiar. Jennifer was born in September 27th, 1968. She was born in New York, and her mom, one parent was a banker, one was a philanthropist. I mean, they're kind of already kind of upper society.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer graduated from Brown University in 1990.
With Jonathan Moxon?
Oh, just wait. She got her master's degree in writing from New York University Tisch School of Arts, but she decided she was going to be a stay-at-home mom and make her living as writing a blog, patch.com.
Oh, did she make a good living with it?
Well, she married into a good living.
Oh, she got the MRS degree?
She got that MRS degree, girl. We have Fotis Dulos. So he was born.
I can't. I wouldn't be able to get past the name.
He's foreign.
Okay.
So you can get past that.
So he's not circumcised either.
Definitely, he's definitely not circumcised.
Okay.
But it did not affect their having 5 kids.
Oh.
And now a word from our sponsors.
I'm your puzzle pal, and I'm going to tell you about my latest obsession, Wongo puzzles. These things are the real deal, folks. They're high quality, handcrafted, and perfect for anyone who loves a good challenge, but doesn't want to dedicate their entire kitchen table to puzzles for a week. Trust me, I've been there. I might still be there. But I got one of these actually for Christmas. I loved it. I did it, and I was so proud of myself. And they have all these cool designs, and you need to go to wongopuzzles.com and use our discount, BHH. You get 10% off, and I really want to know if you'll order one of these puzzles, what you think about it, because it's so fun, and I need to order like 5.
Cure hydration. If you are obsessed with your hydration like I am, this may be something good for you. This is something that is so easy. Forget about the Gatorade. That just dehydrates you even more. And if you don't like the taste of coconut water, try Cure Hydration. You can go to my offer link. It is zen.ai/BHH20. This is vegan. It's no added sugars. It's just a little packet you could put in your water. Or if you're really smart during happy hour, you could put it into your Tito's. It is just as effective as an IV drip. And if you do not like the taste of water, it's not as boring as water, not as sugary as the sports drink. And if you're an athlete, it'll give you the best performance. Or if you just get brain fog or headaches because you do not stay hydrated.
Brain frog?
Brain fog. The solution is Cure Hydration. So go to that link, enter the code. You can go to my offer link. It is zen.ai/BHH20. Cure Hydration.
So 1967, he is born, and then he grew up in Turkey, or born in Turkey, grew up in Athens, Greece.
Okay.
And then he moved to the U.S. in 1986. He also graduated from Brown University, got his MBA in finance from Columbia Business School.
Wow.
And he had his first marriage, and his first marriage lasted 4 years. And they were divorced or separated, I think divorced, yes, by early 2004. So they got married in 2000, divorced early 2004. But he started emailing around with this girl named Jennifer.
Okay.
Well,
Jennifer is a side chick name.
she was. And then she became the full chick. And so they had met at Brown. And then they met while he was still married with his first wife. And then they ended up getting married just a few months after Fotis's divorce was final, and they got married in August of 2004. So he was divorced in early 2004. They get married in August 2004. And then they moved from Manhattan. They got married in Manhattan, and they moved to Connecticut, which is, they're all basically the same place. Because, they're smushed together. So they end up having 5 kids together. They have a set of twins. They named them these Greek Orthodox names: Petros, Theodore, Constantine, Christantine, and Cleopatra Noel.
Yeah, all those names were on my kids' list, baby names list too.
Yeah.
Pretty common.
Mm-hmm. And then, so Jennifer's, she's a stay-at-home mom. She's doing this blog. So they get married. It's 2004. And then we're just going to fast forward a few years.
Okay.
2012. In March of 2012. She starts writing in her blog stuff about her marriage. And she says, quote, "I wish I were a strong enough person and that confrontation did not scare and appall me." So apparently they're having, they're starting to gradually have marital issues.
Tell me the year they got married again.
2004.
Oh, so it's been a little bit.
Yeah. So, because they had 5 kids. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, she had 5 kids in 8 years.
Wow.
That's a lot of
That's
babies.
a lot of pushing and
That's a lot of babies,
placentas
and
and
that's a lot of placentas, and that's a lot of babies.
umbilical cord blood. It's a lot.
It's a whole
They drank
bunch.
a
It's
whole lot of
like,
blood.
doing the thing and having the bellies and
A lot of enemas.
that's a lot of diapers.
Yeah.
And good thing they weren't around when there was a formula shortage, because that's a lot of not having.
They're
formula.
probably breastfed.
Well, yeah, but what if you run out? You got 5 kids. So Jennifer says that Fotis is becoming increasingly independent, and he's like just not giving her attention and just kind of straying away more and more and more. So obviously this.
I know it.
Yes!
Okay, I watched the Lifetime movie.
Yes.
Now I got
Yes,
it. Okay.
yes. So good. You can add anything.
He
if I
was
leave it out.
beautiful on the Lifetime movie.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah. So she ends up filing for divorce in June of 2017. So in 2012, she starts talking about and blogging about how I wish I was a strong enough person that confrontation did not bother or scare me. So she's referring to her marriage and to her husband. And that's in 2012. So she's already in fear kind of in 2012. Then in 2017, it all just boils over to where she's like, I got to file for divorce. Okay. These are just the details I got. So in that same month, she went to New Canaan. Is that how you say it? New Canaan, Canaan, which is about
That's how I would say it.
70 miles from where they had been living. So she moves there. She rents a house. She takes all the kids. In her divorce documents, she wrote, quote, I know that filing for divorce and filing this motion will enrage him. I know he will retaliate by trying to harm me in some way. And she also talked about how she believed that he was having an affair with his Venezuelan colleague, Michelle Troconos.
Yes.
Okay. So Jennifer alleges that Fotis had threatened to kidnap their children. And if she didn't agree to the terms of the divorce settlement, that he bought a gun and basically just kept making threats, like agree to the terms or I have a gun. So he also claims that he had this gun for like just home security, but he's also threatening. So they're both filing for divorce, like they're filing for different motions. They're claiming that this one's disparaging this one, and it's just your typical like
ugly
divorce. So Jennifer then requests a emergency order of custody, because I don't know how. Okay, they were given joint custody of the children at the end of the divorce proceedings, but then she requested another emergency hearing. And the judge found out that Fotis had broken like all these court orders. And so in 2018, she was awarded sole custody of the children, but both parents were able to share joint legal custody.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really know what that meant, because I don't know about sole, and I just thought if you have sole custody, you get to keep the kids. But I guess he maybe can visit them. So it says he was granted supervised visitation and monitored phone calls.
Probably because he wasn't dangerous, but in the movie, he traveled a whole lot. So when he was gone, he would have the kids, but he wouldn't even be there with the kids. They'd be like with a nanny or something.
Oh,
so
yeah.
she was just like,
yeah.
why wouldn't they be with the mom?
So it's like around the same time, February 2018, Jennifer's father died, and her mom ended up suing Fotis for unpaid loans, because apparently Fotis owed the father-in-law, Jennifer's dad, $1.7 million that he had loaned him. Okay, so I think this is just part of the like contention and like strife that's building up. So so 2012, they're having trouble in marriage. 2018, she files for divorce, and now we're on 2019, May 2019.
Wow.
Jennifer drops all the kids off at school. And then she was seen on a neighbor's security camera at 8:05, and that was the last time she was ever seen. She was going from the school to the house, caught on the camera, never seen again. So that same day, she missed 2 doctor's appointments. It was one at 11, one at 1, and those were in New York City, which I don't know how far Connecticut and New York City are, but I guess it's like
3 blocks over.
I guess it's basically next door. So later that evening at 7 p.m., a couple of her friends, including their nanny, reported her missing because they're like, okay, she's not showing up to her doctor's appointments. She's not at the house. I'm coming to clean, because they're like, these people are really rich and they have this huge mansion house that they're living in. So family and friends were like, okay, this is out of character. She's not going to just leave her 5 kids. And these kids, I think the age ranges at the time were 8 to 13. So, I mean, there was no reason for her, and she already had a feeling. So the housekeeper is who arrived at the house at 11:30 that day. The housekeeper told police that she was surprised to see Jennifer's Range Rover was in the garage because she had planned to take the Range Rover to the doctor's appointments, but instead the Chevrolet Suburban was missing. So it's like, oh, why would she take the Suburban? She normally takes the Range Rover, and now we have, this rich people problems. Right? So that one was missing. So when the police search the house, they go inside, they find blood spatter on the floor, on the doors, on the walls of the garage. They find it on the exterior of the Range Rover. So outside of the Range Rover, they find it in the kitchen. They do DNA tests, which revealed that most of the blood was Jennifer's, and there was some blood on the kitchen faucet that was a mixture between both hers and Fotis's. And police they keep looking, and they find other evidence that she was assaulted, like a victim, like she had been basically there was so much blood in the house that it was very obvious what happened. Like it was just like they said there, from what I heard, it was so much blood that there's no way somebody could be alive after all that blood. But sometimes I do get a paper cut and it bleeds way more than I thought it should bleed.
And now a word from our sponsors.
All right, if you love smoothies or if you love your protein in the morning, you need to get you a Blend Jet. You can do that if you go into blendjet.com. If you enter the code BHH12, you get a discount. And let me tell you, these things are portable. They are easy to use. They can fit in your cup holder. You can have it at home or you can have it in your office like I do. Right this morning, I had my blueberry banana one.
How was
with
it?
some chia seed.
Wasn't chunky or anything?
It was very smooth. When I have it in my shaker, it is a little chunky. So this is a great alternative.
I love it.
It is battery powered, so all you have to do is plug it in every 2 weeks, and the battery never runs down.
Oh my gosh, I love battery powered things.
Go to BlendJets and order you a BlendJet and get a discount.
Thanks, April, for sharing.
Did you know you could be putting oil and chemicals in your coffee? I love coffee creamer, but I don't think I've ever turned the bottle around to actually see what's inside. When I did, I found out many of my favorite creamers contain ingredients I would never intentionally add to my coffee cup, like canola oil, dipotassium phosphate, and artificial flavors. Laird Superfood all started when big wave surfer Laird Hamilton needed morning fuel that could allow him to spend the entire day chasing the ultimate wave. He couldn't find anything in the market that met his ingredient standards, so made himself the ultimate plant-based creamer. Laird Superfood started and launched its first product, Original Superfood Creamer, in 2015. Laird Superfoods contain no artificial flavors, colors, or additives, and no sugars from highly refined corn syrup. All Laird products are sustainably sourced and thoroughly tested to ensure that you're incorporating the cleanest, finest fuel into your routine. All Laird products are also made of all-natural whole food ingredients, and they are crafted from the highest quality all-natural real food ingredients. Are you ready to feel more energized, focused, and supported? Go to lairdsuperfood.com and add nourishing plant-based foods to fuel you from sunrise to sunset. Use our promo code BOO at checkout to save 15% off your purchase today.
So Jennifer's Chevrolet was captured again on neighbor security cameras at 10:25 that morning. Well, that's interesting because she was last seen at 8:05 on the camera. So it is believed and said that it is Fotis is the one who's in the car driving away and driving the vehicle. And they're saying that her body was in there and that also what they found were some other items that would be associated with a crime or assault or a murder. And a cleanup. So I guess he got the bleach and all the stuff, but he probably didn't go to Walmart and get captured on video camera like every other idiot does.
Yeah.
So that same evening, it's like 7:30. Did I tell you that he had a new girlfriend?
Yes, his business partner.
Yes. So now Fotis and Michelle, we'll call her Michelle, Troconis. It's Michelle Troconis. We'll call her Michelle. They were captured on CCTV or video footage dumping like garbage bags. So there's a bunch of like, he's in his truck. Okay, so they were in the Suburban. Obviously, now they're in the truck. So he's driving the truck. He gets out, and this is on surveillance. He gets out, goes around to the back of the truck, takes something out of the back, puts it in just a plain old trash can. And there's one clip where you see somebody in the front passenger seat open the door and lean over to grab something, like something fell out of the car, and either they're handing it to him or picking it and putting it back up in the car. Then they drive a little further. There's another video of footage of him getting something out of the truck and putting it in another garbage. So he's going and he's just like continuing to drive around and put bags of stuff in random trash cans.
Oh, did he chop her up?
I
can't remember.
Okay, well,
it's what I would be thinking right now.
Right. So all these different cameras are catching them do all these things. They say they go through dozens of different trash cans, and they end up finding trash bags in there that had bloody clothing. They had blood-stained cleaning items. Blood was determined to be Jennifer's, and Fotis's DNA was found on the inside of a glove in one of the trash bags.
Okay.
I feel like that's pretty solid.
Yes.
I feel like that's pretty solid evidence. And then the Suburban ended up being found on the side of the road somewhere, abandoned in some place called Waverly Park in New Canaan. Canaan?
Yeah, it's West Canaan.
Yeah. Which was just about 3 miles away from where Jennifer was living at the time. So, at the time she went missing, she and Fotis were estranged. They were going through the divorce, right? So there's this, and also there's the ongoing custody battle, which we know. So police start searching their properties, and there's a property in Farmington and Fairfield County, and then near Fotis's home. They searched there. They searched near the home. There's no luck, and then they eventually pieced together that Fotis actually got to the house that day on a bike. And it says a bike, but is this mean a motorcycle?
No, it was an actual
bicycle.
10-speed bike. Because a road bike.
They saw tire marks. I was like, from a bicycle? Did he skirt real hard on the brakes?
No.
They said they saw a bicycle. And so I was like, maybe it was a motorbike.
On the movie, it was one of those 10-speeds that
had the Toto on the front with the spokes.
No. You know those handles that are round?
Oh, yes. That's like triathlete.
Yeah.
A triathlete
Yeah,
bike?
but he was also very athletic. He would work out really hard. So it was normal for him to go on a long bike ride.
Then, there you go. So, he gets up. So the police surmised that he got over there via the bike. There was tire marks and there was other evidence. They believed that he was laying in wait, waiting for her to get home. And then he killed her in the garage when she got there after she dropped off the kids from school.
Yes.
Which I don't know. Do you know more details than that? Where she was or if she was in the garage?
He waited. I think he waited until she pulled into the garage and shut the garage.
I guess,
but her
then
car wasn't in the garage.
Well, it was, but there was because there's blood on the outside of the car, so it's almost like he probably what?
And he put his bike.
This movie too. Now that I'm thinking about it,
he put his bike. He put her, wrapped her up, and put his bike in the back of the car too. of the Suburban.
Yeah.
And then when he abandoned it, he had a way to get from the Suburban on his bike back home.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. So there's helicopters, canine units, divers. People are searching all over. They're looking for her credit card. There's no credit card activity. There's no cell phone activity as of May 24th. Nothing. Okay. So this was what year? What did I say we were in? 2019.
2019.
Yeah. So now we're still in 2018. Good. And it's June 1st. So this is just a few days. Was that May 24th? Oh, May 24th? That was yesterday. That's probably why I typed it. Well, June 1st, 2019. Fotis and Michelle are arrested at a hotel in Connecticut. A hotel? And they're charged with tampering with evidence and hindering prosecution. But there wasn't enough evidence to charge them for any more serious crimes because, well, they didn't have a body. And the prosecution didn't have enough to warrant that of
and to prove that there's a murder.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, the Dulos' children were 8 to 13 years old at the time. They were granted temporary custody to Jennifer's mom, and they moved the kids to New York City, which was 2 seconds down the road, I'm sure. So Fotis hired, I wonder if this is the one he has now. He hired an attorney, and I think before this, and this is leaving out a little bit of the details, but not too much, because he had a couple different attorneys. But this one, he had hired this guy named Norm Pattis to represent him. And it says, in an interview prior to being hired by Fotis, Pattis was convinced that Jennifer was dead. And so then Fotis and Michelle, they both plead not guilty. But then I'm pretty sure he gets rid of that attorney because he's like, that's not what the story should be. You don't need to say that she's dead or something.
Oh, okay.
Because then in September, so a few months later, they're arrested again. So I guess they're arrested. They get released. I mean, it's just all this back and forth because this guy is loaded and he can, if he has the bond out, he can bond out.
Yeah.
Not a problem. So then they get arrested for tampering with evidence.
But why did he owe them all money though? I thought that he was running out of money. Like he had money, but he didn't actually have, like it was slowly going away. And so wife was uncovering this. And that's why he owed them all money and the wife didn't know about it, maybe.
Maybe. I didn't look into that, but it could. But it seemed like he still had money. And plus he probably had all these kids. That's a lot of money. He has 5 kids. So, oh man. Now they're arrested again for tampering with evidence and also, again, pleaded not guilty. So I'm pretty sure it's like at this point they've seen the video footage and they're like, you have a body or you have something and you're throwing it in the trash can. So they're considering that tampering with evidence because that's evidence that they put in the trash can. So then after they get released on these first charges, they get bonded out and then now they're on these different charges. So on October 4th, Fotis appears in court and he's like, I need to get all these charges dismissed because I didn't do it. So the judge said he would review the arguments, blah, 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 blah. And around this time, Michelle is like, I'm kind of done with this and I'm done with you. So I'm moving out with my daughter and I'm going to move out of our $5 million home that I've been living with. So she's like, I'm done. I'm moving out. She's probably going back to Venezuela because that's where she's from, and she might need to just go back.
She ended up moving into their house that they had together, right?
Yeah.
Because she moved out. Jennifer moved out and got her own place.
Yes.
Yeah.
She moved out.
And that was still a beautiful house. Like it was like
they're mansions. They're all mansions.
Half of a mansion.
So we're in 2020 now. Pre-COVID. We're in January.
This was yesterday.
Fotis is arrested again by Connecticut State Police, and this time he's charged with capital murder and kidnapping in relation to Jennifer's disappearance.
What happened? What changed?
Well, Michelle was also arrested again and charged with conspiracy to commit murder. And Fotis's friend and former attorney, so he had that one attorney that I don't think he liked because he was like, oh, she's dead. And I don't remember if this guy was before or after that guy.
Okay.
His name is Kent Mawani. And he had also been detained. And it said that he was detained on charges of conspiracy to commit murder.
Okay.
So this is the attorney.
The attorney?
So, yes. So I guess he just was in on it with them.
What?
And so this former attorney had recently become estranged from his wife because she accused him of spousal rape.
Oh.
So he's a good guy.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And so his wife went to the police and she kind of was like, I feel like I'm scared. I'm in fear that Fotis and Mawani are going to work together and they're going to conspire to kill me. Like she went and told police like she was like, we're already worried. So obviously they are just two peas in a pod, this attorney and this Fotis.
Okay.
So she's like worried that they're going to kill her. And this was after Jennifer disappeared. And police discover a shallow grave that was at one of the properties that Mawani owned. And they found this filled with 2 bags of lime and a blue tarp.
What?
But then when police went back with canines,
It was gone.
it was gone.
How did they know?
They said that
They
the
have
items had
cameras.
been removed. So Jennifer's family finally issues a statement because they're
Why
like,
did they leave? That's stupid. At least leave one person there to watch it while you get the search warrant.
maybe they can't. I
What
don't
was
know.
it?
Or maybe it takes maybe they, I don't know. Maybe we should
Still,
call
you
them.
have somebody on surveillance.
Well, that's the
What was
same
it,
thing
Memorial
with
Day
why
weekend
did
and they had to go?
Brian Laundrie's, why did those officers stop watching the house? Because they did stop watching the house in just enough time for Brian to be able to go to that camping trip and then go to the swamp and kill himself.
You know, it's like police departments don't have the money to pay the overtime. And so the police are like, well, I'm going home if I'm not going to get paid.
Yeah.
Instead of like being DTF,
Well,
down to fine.
I mean, can't be mad about it.
No, I would have to sit on it because this could be a closure of a case. Somebody's daughter could be in that grave, and now
Yeah, but think
They don't
about it.
know.
They're doing that every single day. They're like, oh, I got to go home to my daughter and my family.
it's just at night until the next shift comes.
Well, yeah, you're right.
I don't know how it is.
I don't either. We're just talking shit. So anyways, there's an arrest. So Jennifer's family makes this announcement and they're like, we're relieved that there's a charge, but this is just no closure. Obviously, they want to bring her back and they miss her and they're mourning her.
Oh.
So January 8th, Fotis, his bond was set at $6 million.
And he
And he was released the following day.
all these checks are about to bounce.
Released the following day, but he was supposed to return to court within like a month. They gave him like February 28th. He was supposed to return to. He was supposed to return to court. Then Michelle comes in and she makes a statement in May of 2020 saying that it was a mistake to have trusted Fotis, but she maintained she did not know what happened to Jennifer or had no idea where she was, even though we saw her in the car, in the truck, kind of get out and grab something while husband and boyfriend over here is dumping her body in the trash. She has nothing to do with it. She has no idea. So Michelle was then let out on bail, and she was scheduled to appear in court a few months after that to face some charges. Moana was being held on $2 million bond, but he bonded out, or his bond was reduced, and then he was able to get out. So they're all out now. They're just on bond. Well, you know what? What do I hate the most?
Oh,
What
he kills himself.
do I hate the most? When these cowards kill themselves, like Brian Laundrie, go in and, let me just go in the woods and maybe an alligator ate him. I don't know.
Imagine if Brian Koberger kills himself right now. We will never know details.
Like, if you're going to do it, at least, like,
release all the information.
Release the information before you do it. Like what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave us with questions. So, he didn't show up for his hearing. Police go to his house, find him unresponsive.
Is he in the car? Where is he?
Yes, he was inside of his car in the garage with the garage closed, with the hose and the whole vacuum cleaner hose coming from the exhaust pipe into the SUV, doing the whole carbon monoxide
and
thing.
That's the most chicken shit way.
Yes, that's the most wimpiest P-word.
Yes.
P-word-ish way. Like, that's how a female would do it.
Yeah.
Or
Nobody
female's
should do
gonna
it this way, but goodness.
Typically a guy's like,
messy.
myself.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just going to slowly just breathe this air. And do you just fall asleep?
What a poontang.
Do you just fall asleep? I think you might.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because what did they say? He was peacefully sleeping. They found him unconscious.
Yeah.
What'd you just read?
Yeah, unresponsive. Yeah.
Unresponsive.
Well, so then they ended up doing CPR. They restored a faint pulse, transported him to the hospital, airlifted here, doing all kinds of oxygen therapy to try to keep him alive, just so his kids can come and see him and say bye or whatever. 5 kids go up to him, visit him at the hospital right before he's taken off life support, and they're able to see, which was the first time they saw him since he was accused of murdering their mom. So he's pronounced dead January 30th, 2020. So
we don't have any answers.
No answers. No answers. He was 52 years old. But, of course, he left a suicide note.
Okay. But he was the victim.
Yeah. If you are reading this, I am no more. I wrote
like a girl.
I refuse to spend even an hour more in jail for something I had nothing to do with. Enough is enough. If it takes my head to end
this,
to end,
so be it.
I feel like but it's hard. It's really blurry.
To end this, so be it. I want it to be
known that Michelle Troconis had nothing to do with Jennifer's disappearance.
Okay.
Thanks. Neither did Kent Maloney.
Oh. Never mind those bodies that might have been in his yard.
By the way, nobody at all had to do with her murder. We don't know.
That looks like a woman's handwriting.
Was chopped up and she was just discarded, but it was
nobody.
She just it was like a magical. It was some kind of. She just floated.
I feel like Michelle wrote this.
Oh, Michelle definitely wrote this because there's no guy who writes like this ever.
No.
I wonder if they know that. They said Michelle had nothing. Okay, no, I asked the state to let me go. I don't know, free of such.
To stop harassing my friends.
Oh,
right. Did we skip a line?
To let.
I skipped 3 lines.
What does that say?
Them.
To let them free of any such accusations.
I also asked the state to stop harassing my friends.
Andrea Troubadour and Ann Curry. Ann Curry is going to be his next girlfriend. Ann Curry. God, he's really name dropping here.
Are all honorable people. Please let my children
know
that I love them. I
wasn't doing anything to be with them.
But unfortunately, we all have our limits. The state will not rest until I rot in jail. My attorney can explain a lot happened within the
bags. What's in the bags
of the
on Albany Avenue? He can explain what's in the bags.
Okay.
Ivory Avenue or anything else is story fabricated by the law enforcement. I want to thank all my family and friends that stood by me.
Some difficult times
above all. Ann Curry, which is a current girlfriend. I am sorry for letting you down and not continuing to fight.
So when
facts? Does it say facts? Fotis. It's just blurry.
So when him and Michelle broke up, he went and got another girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's who Ann Curry is.
Yes. So it says in the police report, it states that Fotis' new girlfriend Ann Curry was at his home the morning of the suicide because they were supposed to go to the courthouse together for his bond hearing or whatever it was. And so but Fotis was like, oh, we need to drive separately. And she's like, okay, that's fine. Great. Let me get my nails done after that. And then she's on the way to the courthouse. She gets a call from his attorney saying, like, where's Fotis? I can't get a hold of him. And she's like, well, we drove separately, but he should be on the way. And the lawyer was like, I looked up his GPS tracker and it shows that he's still at home. And then the girlfriend apparently realized, oh shit, what did he do? She calls 911. They go over there and that's when they find him in the car. They bust out the window, in the garage window, and they find him in the car, unresponsive, and that's when that happened. So the reason that this story caught my eye is because it recently came up in the news. What a shocker, because it's been now 4 years, and Michelle and Mwani have yet to face any trial or anything. But apparently it's because 2020 and COVID and there was no trials and everything got backed up. And so Michelle and Mwani are still facing conspiracy to commit murder and tampering or fabricating physical evidence and hindering the prosecution charges. So they are, I believe it's about to come up because if you even Google Jennifer Dulos, it pops up. It's like one day ago. So it's like all these, there's something that's going on. I think that on Friday or in a couple of days from now, when we're recording this, tomorrow, last week, there's supposed to be a hearing with
them too,
Michelle and her attorney, because he was on news last night.
So what would be the attorney's motive besides he wanted to help out his client because that's his client puts all the money in his pocket?
I'm sure they just had this. I'm sure they were like just good friends, and he was.
So why wasn't he the first attorney?
Wife the same way. I'm assuming he was. I didn't get clarification because he just came. But I would think he was the first one, and then he's like, "Oh, well, now they're assuming that you're doing something shady too." So he got that second one.
He got the second one.
Yeah. But in 2021 of May, there was a domestic violence bill called Jennifer's Law that was passed by the state of Connecticut, and so this law
so that affects 17 people.
Yes, 17. Yep. Yep, because it was named after her because of another domestic violence situation, Jennifer Magnano.
Another Jennifer?
Who was murdered in 2007 by her husband, who also then committed suicide.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So they signed this bill into law for the 17 people who.
But what's the bill?
It's just called Jennifer's Law. It's a domestic violence bill.
What is it? What's it gonna stop?
I don't know. It's gonna stop domestic violence. That's what it has said, and that's what they had told me. So I think they're just like, yeah, we'll pass your law.
That does nothing for 17 people.
Should we pass a Bloody Happy Hour law?
So
I guess it means that they'll actually take more action if. On like a first
because
offense
he
or whatever.
wasn't physically abusive.
He could have been.
No, he wasn't.
No.
It was more of the coercive, and because he used money against her,
so
he threatened her.
Like the Australian case.
Yeah.
I don't remember their names.
Either. So yeah, it was coercive control law so all the 17 people that live in Connecticut, you can now turn in somebody for coercive control. That should be everywhere. actually.
Yeah.
Wow. It was a pretty good Lifetime movie too, but I remember it ending and feeling unsatisfied.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't like that.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. But I will tell you, there's also another unsatisfying yet very intriguing case that's happening right now. It's the John O'Keefe and Tara Reid, maybe is her name. I don't think it's
Actress Tara Reid?
No, I think it's something Reid. But it's basically she's being framed for his murder. He was a police officer and he was hanging out with a bunch of other officers, and some of them hated him. She drops him off at the house at their house to party, and she goes home, but she drives drunk home, and she wakes up and her tail light was broken out. And then she goes and she's like trying to call her boyfriend, can't get a hold of him, goes back over to wherever that house was, and they're like, oh my gosh, look, he's laying there dead in the snow. And she's like, did I hit him? Because her taillight was busted out. But it's all these like crazy things that are happening with it. And like the
They're setting her up.
Yes.
Wow.
Because it's a bunch of cops. Boston cops. Boston. Wow. So I might do that. Well, I'll talk about that one in the news next time maybe.
Because it's recent right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, good story. We've been doing some domestic violent ones here lately, too. Like a lot of spouses killing spouses.
Well, or parents killing the kids because...
Yeah.
That's what Letitia Stout was.
Okay. All right, y'all. Hey, do not forget about the live show. The link is up on the Facebook page. You can DM us. It's on BloodyHappyHour.com. You can find the link there. We are going to be at Cultivate 712. I don't know what title I said last week, but Cultivate 712. It's going to be great. And we're going to add a little bonus for you guys. We have the teaser episode ready for Dirty Chad. We may be recording here real soon. So we will see y'all next week. Go register. Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Everybody has a story worth telling. I'm Corey Duncan. On Best Story Ever, I take guests that you know through their most unique and captivating stories. The best part? I hear the story for the first time when you do. Everyone has a story. What's yours? Find Best Story Ever on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Hola, yo soy Jackie.
Y yo soy Jessica.
Y esto es Zona del Crimen. Un podcast donde hablaremos sobre casos de crímenes reales
y eventos impactantes que han quedado marcados a través del tiempo. Recuerden que nos pueden seguir en Facebook, Instagram
o donde escuches tus podcasts favoritos.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those two also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
And you didn't say hi.
I didn't. You just kept going. I'm going to introduce the book. I'm not reading it.
It's
because I don't like reading.
Girls like cowboy butts, and those jeans don't hide anything. Find us on Instagram at Bustles and Bangers or on RogueMediaNetwork.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.